I knew some kids in college, transfer kids from China, whatever. If we were smoking pot or something, they had to leave. They're like, I'm not third time. I'm like, dude, it's fine. We're good. No, it's not. No conspiracies could ever exist. You're a conspiracy theorist. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't care if you don't believe in 9/11, a conspiracy, this conspiracy, but you got to admit, there's more hidden stuff than there's not hidden stuff out there.
Wow.
It's all a secret. There is conspiracies.
Pin that
Probably
quote right
most
there.
of-
There's more
Pin,
hidden
baby.
stuff than unhidden stuff.
I'm an artist. You wouldn't understand.
I don't even know this black guy, this comedian, his name, but he killed the audience. He just stood there and be like, wait, so you guys telling me that you don't believe in any conspiracy theories?
Oh, he said
and
that?
everyone,
Look
the
at
house
that.
came down, dude. It was the funniest
yeah.
joke ever. For
I just
some
said
reason.
that right now. Oh, man. That's so true.
I know, but like that's just funny that's comedy.
Yeah.
To me, it's just like, oh yeah, that's a valid point.
That's just a sentence.
Yeah, that's a valid point.
Probably wasn't even said in
People
a
should
funny
at least
way.
believe in one.
You mean you don't believe in one? Oh, the black guy's telling me about conspiracies. Silly blacks.
Oh my God, that's exactly.
That's what it is, Evan.
10 organic natural food companies that were bought out by huge corporations.
This is just
Start with
interesting.
one of my favorites, Primal Kitchen, that was bought by Kraft.
First
Heinz.
one, dog.
Garden of Life was bought by Nestle. Burt's Bees was bought by
That one I knew
Clorox.
about.
I knew that, yeah.
Epic Provisions was bought by General Mills. Tom's of Maine was bought by Colgate.
Yep.
Applegate Farms was purchased by Hormel. Annie's Homegrown was bought by General Mills.
Oh, no.
Zico, who makes coconut water, was purchased by Coca-Cola.
Could have guessed.
Larabar was purchased by General Mills.
Larabar.
And Honest Tea was purchased
Yo,
by
honest
It's not honesty anymore.
It's not honest. That was the last one, bro.
Honesty. It's in your name.
It's the first and the last. Honesty and Primal Kitchen. I didn't think they'd do it. Those ones hit home, man.
I just bought my first Primal Kitchen product
You were
after
all
like
proud
a
and
year.
shit.
Yeah, I was like, this shit's so
You're like,
expensive. Well, I guess
fresh ingredients.
I guess it's okay right now until they start tampering with it after having owned it for some time.
Man, those are companies that were like on the cusp of, if they held on to their own, they
Yeah.
could have been big because those are cool brands. But
doing their own thing, man. They could have cornered the market in that sense. That's why they want to buy you out.
that
Yeah.
must have been that must have been a fat suitcase.
They didn't have artistic ethics.
That or maybe the intimidation once you reach a certain level of success is just too great. Like you've noticed people tailing you if you're turning down big business deals.
General
for-
Mills is sending you.
Why not? Why not, bro? Seriously.
General Mills.
I'm with General Mills. Oh shit!
How's enough? You built this company, your bread and butter. I built Burt's Bees from scratch. My own custom thing.
My own
Everybody
bees.
loved me. My own bees. It's even the name.
I'm Bert.
So you built this thing you love, and like, what's enough to sell out your life's work? That's
the
weird. So much
Coca-Cola's
so that you have
bees.
no.
Coca-Cola bees.
If they were honest about renaming these products.
Speaking of honesty, look how honest the California governor was.
Oh hell yeah! Let me see what he's up to.
Folks say, oh, they're just cleaning up this place because all those fancy leaders are coming into town. That's true, because it's true.
He got himself into like this this cornered squirrel situation. Yeah, it's true because it's true. What do you want me to say? It's true. They cleaned up 20 years of San Francisco shit, garbage, poop, and homeless, needles everywhere in a night.
In one night.
They cleaned it up in a night after years. There's videos of Gavin Newsom 10 years ago. I make a 10-year pledge that I'm going to clean up San Francisco. Well, I guess it's kind of true now that I think about it. But it only took him 24 hours to do it. Pay a couple illegals with power washers and get that shit taken care of.
It took someone else coming over. It's like your house is crap, and then when you have guests over, you clean it at the last minute.
What an excuse. That's what he was saying too. Well, you have a guest over, like, you gotta clean up for him a little bit. All right, so you were always living in feces? You're always swimming around in poop?
Do they think that China doesn't already know the condition of our cities?
You think they don't have cable television?
It's,
And see the place was shit and you just cleaned it up for them? That's insulting. Yeah.
Oh,
I know no American news.
2
Oh,
days
look, a
before
cute
the
couple.
Woman
What is
breakup.
this
posted it.
What's that?
They're breaking up.
Oh, exactly.
Day
Oh,
of
they're
the
breaking
breakup.
up.
She's so sad. One
Oh,
week
she's
after.
even worse.
Oh, this is like the first breakup too.
Oh, man. Okay, she's doing better.
She's doing better.
Good for you, girl.
She's with her friends.
Good for you. I'm an artist. You wouldn't understand.
She's an artist.
Oh,
Oh, she's pregnant now. What? Oh, with the same dude. They got back together.
back together.
Oh, good for them. Well, working it out.
Yeah.
Wait, what the fuck is that?
Did you see
What the fuck is that? What is that?
Poj fucked up.
It's a sweet story in the end.
What am I to learn from that? Don't break up with my girlfriend, or I should have knew before. Evan, are you feeling okay? How you feel from that?
I don't even know.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
still okay. Everything's fine, but I'm.
What do you think, Evan? Does that mean he should have never broke up with her in the first place?
I guess.
Is that
I feel like she recorded it all. It was her plan to break
Yeah.
up. It was all her TikTok.
It was all part of her plan.
Did she know that she was throwing everyone for a curve? That's what I was. That's what I was gonna say. Apparently, everyone's trying to diffuse the Bud Light situation, which I don't care. Like my stance, take them their money. But apparently, Dylan Mulvaney did get a big deal, and it wasn't just like a streamer who got a can with his face.
That's the story they're trying to push right now. It's just a streamer that got a can for the audience.
Right, because a bunch of people got their face on a can.
Right,
but it
that's
wasn't
the story.
But he got $160,000
Is that what it is?
from Bud Light today.
Wow.
I heard.
Today,
Allegedly.
what do you mean, today? Like he
I
got a
heard
check
about it today.
Oh, okay.
But that was what they were trying to use to like
I
keep their
did hear
brand.
that story. Yeah, like everybody did it, right? They gave it to 100 internet
Yeah,
celebrities.
Mr. Beast and whoever else. I don't know.
He's got his own
I don't know
can.
YouTubers.
Everything is so suspicious in the world of marketing, man. Especially all this with this gay shit. Oh my god.
Because the brand is already destroyed. I don't get like, yes, okay, Dana White's getting money, but what is Bud Light getting out of any of this? The people who feel strongly enough about it aren't going to buy it.
Well, Dana's pushing it now.
So maybe it can do well because
right, that's
of
what I'm
him?
saying. Like maybe you got to get somebody, the coolest guy around, to say it's cool. No, even worse, right? Deep gaslighting, right? Like Dana White says it's not a gay company. Our values align. They love veterans. Think about it. He died by unknown.
Inconclusive.
Yeah. There's
Ending
the
the
word.
toxic
Inconclusive, dude. Look at the fucking title. Death certificate released. But they didn't tell you. We still don't know. Everything else is known in 24 hours.
Everything's the perfect crime. We know they're not qualified in the coroner's offices anymore, but they're also purposefully bad at their jobs to deceive the people.
Whoa,
It's
so
like the
then
perfect
take back
crime.
what you said about qualified.
They're
'Cause
qualified
very
enough to lie.
qualified. Yeah.
Yes.
They might be. You might have to get a wait list to get that job. You got to have them qualifications.
Well, the manager
Will
is
you lie
qualified.
for us? Yeah. Oh, that's a good way. That's probably more realistic, right? There's the scrubs, but then the manager, to get to the managerial position, you got to be qualified.
Right, because the grunt workers are just like, it looks like he died. It looks like
Boss, you seem to have messed up the stat sheet. It says right here. No.
No, you forgot to carry the Y.
You
It's
forgot to. It's complicated. You wouldn't
inconclusive,
understand.
yeah.
I'm a coroner. You wouldn't understand. I feel like that with so many things in this world. Like everybody's like, "Oh a new Marvel flop." I'm like, yeah, I get it. It's a shitty series. Like, if everybody doesn't know this stuff by now, Joe Biden is an old ass fucking guy who's on his deathbed.
Nepal bans TikTok and says it disrupts social harmony.
Whoa.
They were
The
like, we
next
just
one
don't
to
like
ban
it.
are
The
gonna
government
get
has
us.
decided to ban TikTok as it was necessary to regulate the use of the social media platform that was disrupting social harmony, goodwill, and the flow
Just saying words.
of indecent materials.
Isn't that wild?
That's what they really wanted to
they save it for last. Psychology 101.
You can't just
You're
come out
like,
and say there's too
social
many
harmony, nebulous term, and there's a lot of ass. All right,
Yeah.
there's a lot of fucking ass.
We don't
and
like
everyone's jerking off. off, and they don't fucking go to work.
Man receives the world's first eye transplant.
Whoa.
Along with the face. This was actually a part of
Got a
his face.
face transplant?
Yeah. New eye.
Does that mean they stole it from a dead guy?
These are, this is a
Now
transplant.
they do that.
That's a dead guy.
This is a transplant. Yeah. Someone was on a donor
Do you think
list.
he sees dead people?
He sees what he sees.
When he opens his eyes, it's
He
really
can
cool.
see-
He's underground.
Yeah,
guy.
what the fuck? It's attached to the other eye of the other dead guy.
I wonder what they putting in it. And I started doing the research right at the time that you remember.
Do you
know,
believe
in the
this
hood,
guy?
there was a lot of-
He's doing
I got out my
Five.
microscope. You know, I'm looking at the cells and shit, and
everybody
I
was going
discovered
back and
organic
forth. People, you
compounds.
seen people-
You're a scientist.
Yeah, I
You can
mean,
figure out all these chemicals, yet you can't use regular ass English vernacular.
Yeah, he did his
I don't
research.
know what you're saying.
What is the point of this post?
He got out his
Fast
fucking
food has
microscope.
chemicals?
Yeah. Fast food is bad for you.
What is it? Matt Petgrave, I guess? He's giving a standing ovation. This is the guy that cut the dude's throat with the skate.
Oh, yes. Bro, his first time back on the ice, they're loving him. Evan, you're our race expert. What is going on here?
I don't think it was organic, even if there wasn't a sign there that said applause.
Right, and context is very important. Like maybe 2 seconds before that video, they're like, returning for the ice for the first time.
Right.
Something like that, and we
Right.
just caught the applause.
They probably said something like, here in Britain, we fight against racism in all of its form.
Oh, there it is.
And by the way, welcoming back.
Damn, even that's hard to believe, but I don't doubt it, especially if it's in, actually, you did say it's in Britain. That's
Right.
much more. They're way ahead of
Britain's
us on the woke
super
front.
cucked.
Yeah, they're cooked AF. But all that really says to me, just breaking it down as Mitch, just like all that means is like, people have been talking shit about you for a week. Woo!
Yeah.
You survived. You got through it, pal. You did it.
Good
all
for
those
you, all
white
those
supremacists
words.
are calling you a killer.
People were pretty mean to him on the
They
internet.
were mean, but he got through it. Unlike the guy whose neck is slashed. So give a round of applause. Guys, let's get deep with some ancient Chinese a secret. I hope people love it one day. Allow me to share with you chapter 16. Utmost devotion to the void. Earnestly protect the stillness. The 10,000 things merge. I watch it come and go. It flowers and returns to its root. Return to the root is called quiet. Quiet is called returning to destiny. Returning to destiny is called eternity. To know eternity is called clarity. To not know eternity is to create fear from the unknown. To know eternity is to know all. And to know all is to know God. To know God is to know heaven. To know heaven is to know the Tao. To know the Tao is to know time. Where there is no self, there is no danger. What was that you were saying about smash poetry? I like that, right? Because we're thinking about it before. We said it's all connected, right? If you say one thing, you mean another. Almost like the phoniness of words in my mind, right? Like you say one, it almost already means the other. The whole chapter 16 is comparing one thing to another in definition. It's called. It's the kanji for call.
You know what? I think that maybe this is trying to figure out a singular individual. This Tao might be trying to help you grasp with yourself versus everything, like the immensity of it all.
I like that.
And I think it's telling you at the end to not worry about it.
Right, the big conclusion, right? That's always like the beauty of the Tao. At the end, he's like, all right, so this is what I was talking about, kind of. But then you're like, wait, how did you get here from here? I didn't understand the journey almost.
I can relate this one because I feel like I had like this big existential crisis in college. Like I tried to like understand it all, and I realized the tininess of me compared to it all.
Oh, deep, man.
And maybe
it is
that
like
maybe that created some existential anxiety. And I think this passage is saying to just let that go.
That's hot, dude. That is like a bad trip or something in a way. You lead one thing to another. It's like, oh, I'm alive right now. Oh God, what does it mean to be alive?
Right.
Oh God, I'm gonna die one day. Oh God, death. What does that even mean?
Well, I see the whole world. It's so big.
Yeah, right. What does it mean? Death, heaven. Is it
matter?
real? Is it not? All the questions bubble up into everything, and what is so big could be so small. Like your own existence, it is so small when you think about all these larger concepts, and vice versa, maybe.
Yeah, it's something hard to grapple with if you're not ready for it.
Right. Maybe, perhaps, if you're following the story close enough, there is no self. If one definition leads to another, if you're in that moment, there isn't a self. There's just a moment. There's a lot of these words that mean other words. You're following the progression.
I think the main moral or root of the Tao Te Ching, I don't even know if you would call it a book or not, but it's really to make the reader feel to lose fear, I think. I feel like it's really just trying to get the reader to grapple with the dragon, the darkness of life,
yes.
the terror that is existence that Schopenhauer talked about, that life is suffering. It's really just a way to get you to almost not worry.
Yeah.
But again, by reading it and trying to interpret it, you're gonna worry. It's
See,
hard.
that's deep.
Everything.
That's fucking hot, right? Because what came to my mind is like art, man. Poetry. Like we do poetry, we watch TV to forget it all, man.
Right.
We just want to zone out. But this is like the hottest ancient future past X-Men book that exists. Because it's talking about going with the flow, but it's also talking about the flow in order for you to go with the flow. So it's like it's huge paradox in itself. It's like, hey, forget about it. But while you're forgetting about it, I'm going to tell you everything about it.
Right.
I'm going to tell you what it is.
Like, are you really going with the flow if you want to know how to go with the flow?
Yeah. Whoa, he's
how do you
like
do that? How do you go with the flow?
This is Icarus up here flying too close to the sun. It's like, wait, I'm talking about it. To talk about it, I'm going with the flow, but I can't because I'm thinking about it. And so he's just going through it with you. He's right there with you, dog. It flowers and returns to the root. The 10,000 things merge into a moment, maybe, into this story, into chapter 16 of the Tao. Quiet is called returning to destiny. And silence yourself so you may truly hear.
And as we know, 10,000 things means everything in existence.
That's right.
a relatively big number in ancient Chinese times.
That was like the biggest one.
Everything.
It's got its own kanji and everything. It looks like this.
I think 10,000 is the biggest one we've seen. But it also says to not know eternity is to create fear from the unknown. So that tells me that the author is saying that it's bad to not know eternity. But then you think knowing eternity would cause so much turmoil in your brain and your psyche. Like, what? How do I know eternity?
Oh, yeah, like Rick Sanchez.
Right. Yeah. You can't handle eternity.
Today's one of those days where it could have been a half hour or 3 hours. I'm like,
quite
crazy.
a lot.
Hell yeah. Well, that being said, join us next time on Ancient Wisdom.